This is my Videl hand control deck. 1 copy of the leader. 4 Videl with all her strength. 4 Son Gohan skillless. 4 Videl skillless. 4 Babidi Bewitching Domination. 4 King Ko Supreme Ruler. 4 Majin Buu Unadulterated Malice. 4 Majin Buu Thwarting the Enemy. 4 Big Amor. 4 Homicidal Clones. 4 Dormant Potential Unleash. 4 Goku and Vegeta Scion Unison. 4 Shenron Unison Rescue. 4 SS Bardock Paternal Unison. And 1 Majin Buu Kibito Kai's Absorbed. The main thing is this deck has a lot of defensive capabilities. Has some effects that to make your opponent discard cards from their hands. Like Majin Buu, King Ko makes your opponent discard cards from their hands if your opponent attacks, right? Videl has the ability to potentially make your opponent discard 2 cards. SS Bardock, I consider it a hand-controlled card because of its auto and +1 ability of, forcing my opponent to lose resources through the combo step as well as through just making them discard through the +1 ability. So there's some, obviously hand control capabilities there. Then the fact that this deck, can draw a lot, has a couple of draw engines in it, so your hands will be nice and thick while your opponent's hand won't be as thick. So gotta love that. So the leader, first auto, when this card attacks, draw a card. So attacks period, you draw a card, which is nice. It is a 5K leader. Second auto, once per turn, when one of your skillless battle cards is used in a combo, draw a card, and then add up to 1 card from your life to your hand. So you could take a life. So that right there can give you 3 cards if you, obviously attack and then combo. You'll draw, take a life, so you can end up getting 3 cards to your hands just by attacking, comboing a skillless card from your hand or from the battle area, which comes in handy later for a engine. So right there you can just get 3 cards a turn just by using a skillless battle card in a combo with just a leader attack, right? Then third auto, once per turn, Spirit Boost, which we are not using, but I'll tell you the effect anyway. If it's your opponent's turn and a skillless battle card with an energy cost of 1 is being used in a combo from your hand specifically, when a skillless battle card with an energy cost of 1 in your combo area would be placed into the drop area, play it instead. So you could combo since we only have Videl as the 1 drop, if you were to combo Videl from the hand and then Spirit Boost by taking a marker off of 1 of your unisons, you can play this after, you can play it after the battle's over, and have it on the field. Of course, you will trigger, since you did combo it, you will get your your second auto, which is to draw a card, because you did combo a skillless battle card. Then you get your second auto by using Spirit Boost to actually play the card. That way you can establish a Videl on board and replace the Videl with drawing a card. It is optional, something you could do, but not something you're going to really be doing that much. Just wanted you to know the effect. And then Awaken, when you have 4 or less life, you draw a card and switch one of your energies to active mode. On the Awaken side, first auto, when this card attacks, draw a card. Choose up to 1 of your green unison cards and switch it to rest mode. Then add that card's power to this card's power for that battle. So that's pretty nice. It's kind of like Alliance. You swing with this, trigger the auto, rest your Bardock, gain the 15k power, so that way the leader is 25k on the Awaken side. So that's nice. 25k on the Awaken side, just by that alone, right? And of course, since Bardock has the auto where if your opponent combos, you can, you know, and this is only once per turn, you can send a card that they combo to the drop area. So that way it reduces your opponent's ability to out combo this leader's attack. It just, or at least forces them to have to combo more in order to try to out combo your attack. That's what I meant to say. Which is good because that's what gives you like the hand control type of element, is that you're forcing your opponent to give up more hand advantage, you know, more resources from the hands to try to just do something as basic as defend themselves. And of course you draw when you attack, so of course you're benefiting from that. Then the second auto, once per turn, when one of your skillless battle cards is used in a combo, it gets plus 4k combo power for the battle, and you draw a card. So of course, you know, at least once per turn you combo with a skillless battle card, you get to draw a card. But not only do you draw a card, you also get the 4k boost, so you create at least 9k combo power. It should have been 5k, so and that would be like a super combo, you know, 0 cost 10k, right? But they want you to do 9k. That way a super combo could out combo this strategy, right? That's funny. So it's nice you get that little extra boost. And of course, if you do this on your turn, like when you're swinging, you will be, you know, with the unison play, you'll be 25k plus the extra 9k, so you'll be 34k. So you'll be 34k swinging at your opponent if you do this on your turn. Plus you'll be drawing a card for attacking, and be drawing a card for activating that auto when you combo. So you'll be getting 2 cards just by using a skillless battle card from your hand or battle area to trigger this off. Which is why I have a little skillless engine in here using Shenron Units of Rescue, because it has the +0 ability where you can take a skillless battle card with energy cost 2 or less for your drop and play it to the battle area, and we have Gohan and Videl for that. So you can always use this to bring them back for free, and then swing, combo, and you know, trigger off and make your leader, you know, stronger in that scenario. So it's almost like having a reusable super combo. So technically it's the Uber combo strategy, where you kind of have a reusable super combo. And of course you're drawing 2 cards every time you swing, plus triggering this auto, so you're getting 2 cards, plus you're getting your leader's attack power up to 34k, so 34k plus you're getting 2 cards, so your hands get nice and thick, and then you're swinging 34k to your opponent's life. So that's making your opponent's life hard, right? And then the third auto is the same as the front, the Spirit Boost ability, where if you combo with a skillless battle, 1-drop skillless battle card from the hand specifically, you can play it to the battle area instead. So there's that. You know, again, not necessarily a bad effect. You could obviously take advantage of it. For example, if you obviously have SS Bardic in play, you will swing, right, combo Videl, so that we can get your leader to 34k, swing at your opponent's leader, drawing 2 cards, and then you still have Bark's auto. So if your opponent tries to out combo, you trigger your auto, get rid of one of those cards that combo, more likely a super combo or a 10k combo. You'll hit with this to drastically reduce your opponent's ability to defend themselves, forcing them to use up more resources to try to block the attack. And then at the same time, Spirit Boost, right, taking off a marker to trigger your third auto in order to get the Videl to not go to the drop, go to the battle area instead. That way you have a 10k body on board that you could obviously swing with afterwards if you want to do that, right, swing with it. And then That's if you want to swing with it. But you could save it, not swing with it, right? Keep it in active mode because you'll be able to use it to combo. This will allow you that way on your opponent's turn, you can use it to combo and be able to trigger your second auto. When you combo, you get the extra 4K, plus you get to draw. So you get to draw, get the extra 4K. So essentially, like I said, it's like a super combo, right? You get an extra 9K combo power, basically turning your leader into a 19K, once per turn. Plus you draw, so not losing hand advantage in the process. Yeah, right. And then because you still have the unison in play, you still have the unison's ability to combo kill is what it's called, right? The ability to hit one of your opponent's cards that they try to combo, so that way you can, greatly increase your chances of not taking any damage. Just like you want to use this ability to, greatly increase your chances of dealing damage, right? Which is always good. And then of course, if you can keep Videl on the field long enough, right, you can take advantage of this unison's +1 ability to KO the Videl and make your opponent discard a card from their hand. So that's the thing. So of course Videl has, like I said, Videl does have some synergy with the unison plus the leader. So there's that. And then so that's what you can do with the leader. So then we have Videl with all her strength. Blocker, she's 5K, auto, limit 1, so you can only play 1 copy per turn. Pay 1, or you can use this auto once a turn. Pay 1 green if you have a green skillless battle card in play. And we have Gohan and Videl as targets for that. Oops. When your opponent attacks, play this card from hand. So this is like I said, if your opponent attacks, you pay 1 green, and then you can to trigger this auto, and you'll be able to play this. Just for 1 energy. So for 1 energy, you can play this and then get her out there, and then now you have a blocker, and of course you can use the blocker after the auto phase, right? So there's a counter, auto, battle, auto step, right? So you can that's it. It's a combo, auto, blocker, if I'm right, blocker, and then auto, and then you get to your combo step. So this will be obviously on the first auto. You'll trigger this auto to player, and then you'll be able to use this on the blocker step, so you'll be able to trigger the blocker skill. So your opponent can attack. Obviously, you trigger this to play it, and then you use this to block afterwards. So kind of works like a negate, but those extra steps. And then second auto, if your leader card is green or a heroine card, when this card is played from your hand, your opponent may choose 2 cards from their hands and discard them. If they don't do that, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost 7 or less and KO them. So and of course you'll be resolving these autos before you get to the before you trigger your blocker skill. So you could play this right with the first auto, trigger the second auto. Your opponent either discards 2 cards in order for you not to be able to KO their battle card, because obviously whatever they're attacking with, if you're playing this, you're more likely going to use this effect on their battle card to KO it, and and have a free blocker on the board in case your opponent attacks with another card like a unison or leader or something. So you want to take advantage of that. But if your opponent doesn't want you to KO their battle card, then they will have to discard 2 cards. So it's a double-edged sword. They either lose 2 cards from their hands and you'll block the attack either way, right? Or they will let you KO their battle card because they don't want to lose hand advantage, right? let you KO their battle card, and now you have a free blocker for us stopping a possible secondary attack that turn. So many pluses, a lot of win-loss scenario here for you. You win, your opponent loses, right? So I love that, having something with that type of power. And I like that it's generic, so you could potentially use this in many other decks. And it's an SR, so obviously it's going to be a little pricey. Anyway, moving on, we got 20k Gohan skillless. He works with the the deck's skillless draw ability. It's green, of course. The fact that it's a 20k, it's really good. It allows you to apply pressure. You combine it with Shenron Unison Rescue, because Shenron Unison Rescue, for 0 markers, you can bring back a 2-drop or less skillless battle card for your drop area. And Gohan is a really good target for that because he's a 20k, which makes 20k is always good to apply pressure with. But the fact that it is skillless and it starts off base 20, you can use BBD, Bewitching Dominations, active main ability, to give it Servant, because it is under 3 cost and it doesn't have a skill, so you can give it Servant, which of course means it gains 10k power, so it becomes a 30k Servant that you can swing at your opponent with. So it's nice to have obviously a 30k beat stick. And then of course, because BBD does have Overlord, you can take the Gohan, put it at the bottom of your deck to draw 2 cards. So there's a draw engine right there. And then we got Videl. Videl, of course, works with the leader's ability. It works with the Bardock's +1 ability, because it's a 1-drop green card. And then it is a skillless battle card, so you can use it with your Shenron Unison Rescue 0 ability to bring it back and use it to combo Videl on board. That way you can keep having a nice little combo engine, so you can keep getting your leaders ability to get 5k, especially when you awaken. When you combo with Videl, you get 9k power plus draw, so you're drawing, comboing, 9k drawing, so you're 19k leader with with drawing. This is even before you even well, this is obviously after your attack, and you're already drawing for the leader's effect. So drawing 2 cards and getting 9k combo every turn for free. So nice reusable draw engine in that regards. This unison also has the ability to do +1 and let you choose a skillless battle card and give it double strikes and draw a card. So that itself is a draw engine. You can use this to give any of your skillless battle cards, double strike and give your and draw a card. So that alone already is a draw engine once you have use it with a skillless. So that's already a thing there. All right, so now we're at Bobbity. Did mention she's a 1-drop, and you can use her with Bardock's ability, obviously. Oh yeah, and Goku Vegeta Jr. Saiyan Saiyan use it with his -1 ability to get 2 copies of Videl's out, so you can obviously go aggro turn 1. You typically want to, if your opponent goes first, you go second. You definitely want to have Goku Jr., Vegeta Jr., because you want to quickly go out and just start swinging with the Scion and the Videl's turn 1, and just go in and try to do up to 4 damage, even attack with the leader, and try to go in and try to do 4 damage turn 1, which is always a good thing to try to do. And then, of course, this helps out thin out the deck of the skillless battle cards and get them out there and get them ready to start being used for stuff like Bardock's ability, so forth and so forth, and start doing the hand destruction stuff and all that other good stuff you want to do with it, and be able to play the Videl and all that other good stuff. And of course, since it is a skillless, you can't turn to a 20k skillless, especially if you still have both Videls in play. Babidi. Yeah, this is Babidi. This is not Bibidi. Babidi's active main ability is not once per turn. It's just pay 1 green to trigger it. So you pay 1 green for every skillless battle card you want to give servant to. So you can, if you have 2 Videls, you can pay 2 green and give each Videl servant, which will give them 10k boost and turn them into 20k beat sticks, and apply pressure that way. And again, since they're 1-drops, you can always use them for Bardock's ability to make your opponent discard cards. So that's always a good thing. BBD has unique Overlord. So then, of course, after you're swinging with the Videls or the Gohans, after you use this effect, of course, you can trigger Overlord, bottom deck them to draw 2 cards. Gotta keep the hand nice and thick. He himself is a 1-drop, so you could use him for Bardock's ability if need be, if you ever need to do that. Kinko, Supreme Ruler, counter attack, negate an attack, play this card. Permanent, reduce the cost of this card in your hand by 1 for each green extra card in your battle area. Which we don't have, so he will cost 3 to play. Auto, when this card is played, your opponent can't attack your leader for the turn unless they choose 1 card from the hand and discard it. So this is a way to protect your leader. And of course, making your opponent discard from the hand, hand control. So you're already going to be trying to take cards out their hands, or you're going to be using Bardock to, combo kill. So you're already doing, a lot of hand control stuff in there. And if they do try to take the Supreme Ruler challenge and attack and discard cards, then they're just hurting themselves and helping you. And then we have Majin Buu, Unadulterated Malice. Pretty much the same thing, essentially the green topo, but it does more. Counter attack, your card is green, negate the attack, play this card. If you played a card, choose 1 card in your hand, discard it. If your opponent, and then, discard it. Your opponent can't attack for the turn unless they choose 2 cards in their hand and discard it each time they attack. So essentially, this becomes a topo. So your opponent's discarding 2 cards every time they attack. So that can always be a problem for your opponent. And that is the only abilities of this card we're using. So that's what we're using it for that. And we're, of course, we're always trying to get an extra turn. So hopefully your opponent doesn't attack. So that way, your leader's protected, right? But sometimes you have no problem if they do attack, because that's just helping you out. And you should have the hand advantage in that regards anyway, because of the leader's abilities. And then we have Majin Buu, thwarting the enemy, counter attack, limits 1, so you can only play 1 a turn. If your leader card is green, negate the attack, then play this card in rest mode. So that way you can't use it to combo. If you negated leader card's attack with this skill, your opponent can't attack with the leader for the turn, so this is good against any leader that would attack more than once, especially a leader that has the ability to restand after a counter attack or a counter skill was used. So this is good against, SS4 Vegeta. So, and I know some people are playing SS4 Vegeta, so this will definitely be good against that type of leader. Obviously, it would have been good against Reboot's Gohan, but he's out of the format, as it were. And permanent, you can activate this card's counter skill for free, right? By spirit boosting 2. So removing 2 markers from one of your units, you can play this card for free. So it's a free negate. Just by removing 2 markers. Then we have Bigger More. Active main, if your leader card is green, which it is, your opponent can't attack with battle cards with energy cost 5 or more until the start of your next main phase. Is really good against some decks that have big battle cards like Dark Broly, for example, and things of that nature. Decks that have the ability to go up chains, and the list goes on of the usefulness. Obviously, it's always good to have cards that buy you more turns. what I like about a lot of these cards, these floodgate negates, is like they're essentially time walks, just an extra turn after an extra turn after extra turn. That's why I like in Magic stuff like that, like Fog, Tangle, things like that. These cards were essentially like these types of cards. Like for the whole turn, your opponent couldn't do you damage or attack, so you pretty much just bought an extra turn, and they were cheap costs too, so they didn't cost that much to use. And the same goes for these types of cards. So that's why when I see these cards, it just cracks me up. I'm like, it's funny how this game just has a whole bunch of these types of cards. So anyway, I'm not mad. I take advantage of these types of cards. So we have Homicidal Clones, counter attack. If your leader card is mono green, which it is, negate the attack, play 1 meta token with 5k power, 0 cost, 5k combo power, and it gains blocker for the turn. So you could potentially stop 2 attacks off of 1 card. And permanent, when your life is 5 or less, you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand by adding 1 card from your life to your hand instead of paying the cost. And of course, it's not once per turn, so you could use multiple copies of this card in a single turn if you can afford to take a life in order to play the multiple copies. And you can potentially stop 2 attacks per each copy, so you should be able to survive a turn easily. Just with 2 copies of these, you should be able to survive a turn. Then we have Dormant Potential Unleashed, counter attack. If your leader card is mono green, which it is, choose any number of your opponent's battle cards that add up to the total energy cost of 2 or less and KO them. Additionally, you may choose 1 green card in your hand and discard it. If you do, your opponent can only attack 1 more this turn. It can only attack once more this turn. Permanent, if you have a green unison in play, you can activate this card skill from your hand without paying the energy cost. So you see a good amount of free negates in here. This is another, floodgate, and it's a free floodgate on top of that. So gotta love that. All you need is just a nice little green unison for that. Goku Jr., Vegeta Jr. Scion, we mainly use it for its -1 ability to play up to 2 skills battle cards with energy costs of 1 from our deck or drop area, and then we shuffle our deck if we look through it. And of course, we try to use this as soon as turn 1, especially if we're going second, so that way we can thin out our deck and immediately get our Videls out the deck and start, comboing them off and doing all that other good stuff. You could, Goku Vegeta Jr. turn 1 to get the Videls out the deck, and then start using them to combo defensively and draw and do all that other good stuff. Nothing wrong with that. That is an option. That is something you can do. I prefer to use them to attack, and then later on, after that, start using them defensively. First blood, you know how it is. We got Shenron Unison to rescue. This card can't attack, and if it will lose a marker from an attack, you may place 1 card from your life into the drop area instead. In order to keep it on the field. Has a +1 ability of letting you choose 1 of your skills battle cards, and if you do, that card gains double strike for the turn, then draw a card. +0 ability, if you have no skillless battle card in play, play 1 skillless battle card with energy cost 2 or less from your drop area. And its ultimate ability, -7 ability, play all your skills battle cards from your drop area. So you could use this to bring back a whole bunch of Gohans and Videls, and if your hand is thick enough, you can swing and just start comboing and just get a whole bunch of attacks to go through and essentially OTK your opponent. So that is a possible win con right there. But we mainly want to use this as a Uber combo engine, essentially, because of the way it works with the leader. Because we use the +0 ability to bring back the Videls or the Gohans, and then combo them with the leaders, so we can get a second auto which is when one of your skills battle cards is used in a combo, it gets the plus 4K combo power, and you draw. So that way we're essentially super comboing and drawing a card in the process. So it just creates a drawing engine plus a defense endless combo or uber combo strategy, and you're not giving up hand advantage, right? You're just making your hand thicker and thicker, but still being able to be defensive or offensive. And of course, we all know if you go offensive with this, you know, you could be 34K swinging at your opponent, doing all that good damage. And Bardock mentioned the auto. When your opponent combos, you may place one card from their combo area into their owner's drop area. And if you do, negate this skill for the turn, so you can only use it once a turn, but at least you can use it on either player's turn. Plus one ability, you may choose one of your green battle cards with an energy cost of 1, KO it. If you do, your opponent chooses one card from the hand and discards it. Has the -3 ability. This card gets plus 5K power and triple attack for the turn. So it'll be a 20K, they can attack 3 times. Obviously you can use it as a win con. You know, you get 3 chances to try to go for game. So that's always nice to have. And then we have Majin Buu, Cubito Kai's Absorb. Really, this SIN card, I was thinking like, oh, what ultimate to put in here? And I was like, oh, this one comes from the same set. And it's like, this looks like fun. I like the defensive capabilities of this card. So it's an ultimate, 40K double strike. So, you know, good that it has double strike. So can obviously use it as a finisher, of course. And then has the auto Spirit Boost 2. When this card is played from your hand, choose one of your opponent's unison cards and gain control. So this is kind of nice. This lets you steal one of your opponent's unisons, especially if you play this card, right? -2 from your unison, right? Which, let's say your unison only had 2 markers, it will kill your unison, and then you end up stealing your opponent's unison in the process, and then use your opponent's unison against them, especially if their unison was in active mode. Definitely want to take advantage of that. Has a lot of other potential. Another cool thing you can do is use this to steal your opponent's unison. And let's say their unison is green, and then we all know that the leader, when the leader attacks, you can switch one of your green unisons to rest mode, and then the leader gains the power of that unison. So that's pretty badass, right? You can get your leader attack up to you know, pretty high attack power, depending on the unit, you know, the green unison's power. Let's say the unison is a 20K, you can easily make your leader a 30K, and then, you know, combo, make it a 39K if you combo a one-drop skills battle card. No, I mean just a skills battle card, period. So that has potential there. And of course, you can always go beyond that, attack power by comboing more cards, because your hand should be pretty thick. Your opponent's hand should be not so thick, right? So there's that. But it's kind of cool that the fact you can steal a unison with that. And then of course, like I said, it can have synergy with your leader if the unison you steal is green. And then, so that's part of why I was like interested in using this card, with the deck, cause like, oh, it has some synergy, plus it's a green card. And then it has the active battle ability, which is nice, right? Pay 2 green, play this card from your hand, and your opponent can't attack with battle cards for the turn. So let's say your opponent swings to the leader, right? You play this during your battle step, and you probably combo it, all that good stuff, and then you play this. Now your opponent can't attack with battle cards, so all they have is like their unison to swing with. But because you did the spirit boost and used this to steal your opponent's unison, now they don't have the unison to attack you with. So now you stopped or at least you either did stop their leader swing or you didn't. Either way, it doesn't matter, right? Depends on the situation. But at least you are going to prevent their battle cards from being able to attack you that turn, and then you stole their unison in the process. So pretty cool. It's kind of like works a little bit like a green, what's his name? Baby, right? Baby Hatchiyak, there you go. It's kind of like a green Baby Hatchiyak, so I like that. I like that it has a green Baby Hatchiyak-like ability. You could also say it's kind of like a Supreme Kai of Time, a green Supreme Kai of Time, whichever way you want to look at it. But pretty cool, you know. Just gotta use it right. And yeah, and that's the end of the video.